Let me ask you something. When was the last time money stressed you out? Maybe it was this week. Maybe it was yesterday. Maybe it's right now. But here's what nobody ever asks you. Where did that feeling come from? Because I promise you, it didn't start with your rent. It didn't start with your credit card. It started somewhere much earlier than that. It started in a house, with two people, and a conversation that got very, very quiet. Most of us didn't learn money from school. They never taught us how to save, how to invest, how to handle debt. Nothing. So where did we actually learn about money? We learned it by watching. We watched our parents. We watched how they acted when the bills came in. We watched what happened when there wasn't enough. We watched the arguments, the silence, the stress on their faces when they thought we weren't looking. But we were always looking. Here's what's happening in your brain. When you're a kid, we're talking ages 4, 5, 6, 7. Your brain is basically a recording device. It's not judging what it sees. It's not analyzing. It's just absorbing. And it's building what scientists call your emotional blueprint. Basically, what does the world feel like? What is safe? What is dangerous? What does love look like? What does fear look like? And for a lot of kids, money felt like danger. Not because they understood interest rates, but because they felt the room change. Every time money came up, that tension, that coldness, that feeling of walking on glass, your brain stored that, labeled it, and connected it to one thing. Money equals pain. Now here's where it gets personal. That childhood experience doesn't just disappear when you turn 18. It shapeshifts. It shows up in your adult life in 3 very specific ways. The first type is the avoider. This is the person who doesn't open their bank app, doesn't look at their credit score, lets bills pile up until it becomes a crisis. And people look at them and say, how can you just ignore it? But they're not ignoring it. They're protecting themselves. Because somewhere deep inside their brain, looking at the money situation feels exactly like walking into that room where the fight was already happening. So they just don't go in. The second type is the hoarder. This person saves obsessively. Even when they can comfortably afford something, they can't bring themselves to spend it. Because the lesson they learned as a kid was simple. Money disappears. It was there 1 month and gone the next. So now every dollar they hold on to feels like survival. Letting go of it feels like going back to that place. The third type is the escapist spender. This one is fascinating. They get paid, and within days, sometimes hours, the money is gone. New shoes, a night out, something online at 2 a.m. People say they have no self-control, but that's not what's happening. What's happening is, money was always the source of tension growing up. The more money was around, the more conflict there was. So spending it fast, unconsciously feels like removing the threat. Get rid of it before it causes problems again. 3 completely different behaviors, all coming from the same place, a childhood home, and the arguments that happened inside it. Now here's what I really want you to sit with. Your parents weren't villains. Most of them were just scared. Scared of not having enough. Scared of the future. Scared in the same way you get scared now. They were figuring it out too, and they didn't always handle it perfectly. But here's the thing about fear. It travels. Not through words. Through energy. Through the way someone's voice changes. Through the dinners that go quiet. Through the stress that fills a room before anyone says a word. Kids absorb that fear, and they carry it into adulthood, without even knowing they picked it up. So what do you actually do with this? Step 1. And this sounds simple, but it's not, is just noticing it. Next time you feel that tight, panicky feeling around money, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself honestly, is this my fear? Or is this something I learned to feel a long time ago? That question alone will shake something loose in you, because most of the time, the panic you feel isn't about your actual situation. It's about a situation that happened 20 years ago, in a house you don't even live in anymore. Step 2 is separating the past from the present. Your parents' financial situation was theirs. Their fears were built from their experiences. Their arguments came from their limitations. You are not them. You have information they didn't have. You have tools they didn't have. And most importantly, you have awareness they never had. Here's the truth. Most people will go their entire lives, wondering why money always feels so hard, why they can't get ahead, why they keep repeating the same patterns. And they'll blame themselves, call themselves lazy, irresponsible, bad with money. But the real answer was never about money. It was about a feeling. One they learned before they even knew what a dollar was worth. The cycle breaks when someone decides to see it. And if you watched this far, that someone might just be you. See you in the next one.